Raptors lose 127-125 to the Golden State Warriors. But you know what? I'm proud of these guys. If you didn't watch the game and you don't know what happened, well, let's break this baby down real quick. Raptors lose the first quarter by 8, 43-35. You get 43 points in that first quarter, and that's just not a good thing. But you score 35, so you're only stuck 8. Second quarter rolls around, you give up 38. You only score 19. You're stuck 27 at the end of the first half against arguably the best team. Arguably the best team of all time. It's going to be impossible to come back from this. Also, 81 points scored in the first half. The Golden State Warriors have not done that since 1990. However, the Raptors do come out in that third quarter to start the quarter on fire. And I keep thinking to myself, okay, Larry, let's try and cut it to under 20. Okay, they do that. Okay. Let's try and get it under 15. Let's see what we can do from there. Okay, it's under 15. How about single digits? They get to 9. I'm like, what? What is happening right now? But to end that third quarter, and I think this is a big piece in this game people don't look at. I think Golden State goes on something like a 12-2 run or something along those lines to end that third quarter, and they're up 19 at the end of 3. Now, if the Raptors were able to hold pack and kind of stay in there a little bit and kind of hold it to maybe even 12 or something, that would have been a lot more serviceable. But 19 going into the fourth quarter, it would not be easy. But the Raptors start the fourth quarter exactly the same way they started the third quarter, on fire. I mean, they match basket for basket a couple times and stuff like that. But then the Raptors start chipping in. They get it about 15. Then they get it to 12. And I'm like, okay, what the heck's going on here? Then they get it to 10. Then to 8. And I'm like, that's the lowest we've seen. What is happening? And then it gets lower and lower. But then when it gets down to 5 and 4, and even 3 and 2, if you want to call it that, they start knocking down some shots. And we start going basket for basket. And our big run kind of stops there. And that's really where the game falls there. Right? But the Raptors fall 127-125 by 2 points to the Golden State Warriors. Look, am I upset about the loss? Of course. You lose. Especially when you're that close to a big team with all the emotions that were going on in this game. Yeah. I'm upset. However, this team, without Kyle Lowry, go from being down 27 at the half and no morale boost. They're all down in the dumps. They're down by a mile to this best team in the league right now. And the fans are probably dead. Some might have even left. Honestly, I turned it off for a little bit because I'm like, this is just getting depressing. But they come out and they're like, no, we ain't done yet. And they fight hard right to the very end. And lose by 2. Look, I'm proud of these guys. As much as the first half, yes, I understand it was awful. And even if they played a little half as good first half, Raptors would have won. I agree, but they didn't. They had an abysmal first half, but they came back and showed the fight. A lot of teams would just lay down and let the Golden State Warriors just eat them alive. But instead, the Raptors grind back and they cut it within 2. I ain't complaining. They had it at 1 at one point. And Kevin Durant knocks down that big shot late in the game, and I'm like, hey, yeah. But it's the way it goes. Look, great teams find ways to win. They had a big lead, they blew it, but they found a way to hang on. For the Raptors, it's a learning curve, especially in that first half. And you just got to learn from it. If we're looking at statistics, look, Raptors, yes, they shot 58% from the field. However, at the end of the first half, they were shooting 71% from the field. 71! That's ridiculous. But they get it down to 58. They only shoot 30-something odd percent in the second half, or it was the fourth quarter, one of those two. Raptors shoot 49% on the game. Hey, that's not all that bad. But the problem was, in the first three quarters, the Raptors' lack of ability to knock down the three. Look, in the fourth quarter, they knocked down 5 of their own. That's great. And they only had 9. We had 8. It looks okay. But going into the fourth quarter, the Raptors made a total of 3 threes. In the first 3 quarters, they made 3. At one point, I think they were shooting 3 of 20 for like 20%ers. So I know it was 20%. It's not good enough. Against a team like the Golden State Warriors, you got to knock down your shots. You had to play like you did against Cleveland offensively. I mean, you knew defensively it was going to be a real tough test. Clearly, we saw that in the first half. But the Raptors did their thing. Look, they shot 84% from the free throw line. They shot 86%. We out-rebounded them by an absolute ton, plus 15 and plus, plus 11 on the offensive boards. We had 22 assists to their 28. They had 5 steals, we had 3. 2 blocks, 11 turnovers. And the one turnover that really is going to eat me alive is DeMar DeRozan touching it with his foot on that last play of the game. But, hey, it happens. Look, in the instinct, you're not going to think, okay, I'm out of bounds, don't touch it. Look, you're going to think, I want to get a piece of it, keep it in bounds for my team. He tried that, didn't work, and that's that. Now, if we're looking at specific people, great to see Serge Ibaka back. Now, percentage-wise, he was 41% from the field, but 14 points, 5 rebounds for Serge. Great to see him back on the court. Obviously, the one-game suspension. OG Anunoby really stepped it up in this game. 17 points, because we're all talking about his 3, struggling. So what does he do in this game? He only shoots 3 threes. He knocks down one of them. But then, he shoots 4 field goals that are not threes. And what happens? 4 or 5. And he gets to the line, makes all 6 free throws. I love it. I love what OG's bringing this year for the team. And then you throw into Kyle Lowry not in the lineup, so who does that bring in? DeLon Wright. 24 minutes, 4 points, 2 boards, a couple assists, a steal, 1 of 4 from the field. Didn't attempt a 3 when it was a minus on the court. I mean, yeah, he didn't have his greatest game. And you know when Kyle is in the lineup, he'll give you at least 10-plus points, 5-plus assists, and sure, 5 rebounds or so. You get that, you win this game. But it's a different style of play. It's a whole different ball game. Statistically, you'd win that game. DeMar DeRozan, though, was unbelievable. 42 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. 0 of 4 from 3. Again, he missed all 4 threes he took, obviously. 17 of 31 from the field, 54%. 8 of 10 from the free throw line. Look, DeMar DeRozan has been spectacular this season. We all know that. And he is the leader on this team, no matter what anybody says. But not having Kyle Lowry there, I understand what we did against Cleveland, but that's because your bench were freaks in nature. Now, they were great in this one. Good to see Fred VanVleet with 13 points off the bench after his career night, against Cleveland. But Siakam was 3 of 4, Jakob Poeltl 2 of 4, Powell 1 of 3, Lorenzo Brown 1 of 1. They didn't shoot the ball enough. That's all there is. And obviously DeMar DeRozan was the key to that with 31 field goal attempts, but he's the main guy on that team, and he did his thing. And again, you look at what could have happened in the first 3 quarters that might have changed this game. CJ Miles knocking down a 3. Look, he ended the game with 8 points. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't have a 3 through the first 3 quarters. He had 2 in the fourth alone. So there's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts with this game. But what we got to look at it as a whole is the Raptors were down by 27. They came back and lost by 2. They were a plus 25 in the second half against the Golden State Warriors without Kyle Lowry. Credits to all the players out there. Credits to the fans who stuck around. Credits to all you Raptor fans for just being studs all together. And it's what you do afterwards now, right? It's what you do after this loss that really defines a good team. And your next game is on the road in Philly. Look, that's not going to be a cakewalk. Weird thing is, it's a 1 o'clock afternoon start. That's on Monday night, or afternoon. I'm so used to saying night. The Raptors look to get back in the win column, and right after that, they're back home taking on Detroit. then at home to take on San Antonio, then back out to take on Minnesota in Minnesota. So, you're on the road for 1, home for 2, back on the road for 1. Look, let's get through this. Let's get a win under our belt again. Let's play Philly. Let's beat them. Let's get the job done, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you know what? If you guys enjoyed this game, because it was a great game, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What did you guys think of this game? I understand the first half was abysmal, and that's the reason this team lost today. But what did you think of the team's overall performance, especially in that third quarter? I want to hear what you guys have to say, everything about it. And what do you guys think, eh? I told you guys a little while ago that I had these lying around. I had the Jays one. Where is it? There it is, lying around. But these ones came in, and I think it looks okay. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. And we'll talk to you guys Tuesday, Leafs edition. I will be at that game. They're taking on the St. Louis Blues as they look to get a win after 2 really heartbreaking losses to go into their 6 days off. Now they come out of that looking for a win at home against St. Louis. And for the Raptors, like we said, we'll talk to you guys Monday afternoon. It'll be a little bit later of an upload because I do have work that day. Look, the Raptors look to get back in the win column, try and push this game behind them as much as they can, but also look back at it as a real learning curve. And we'll talk to you guys Monday. Raptors, 76ers, let's get back in the dub column, baby. We'll talk to you guys then.